John Lusk here of Lusk Archery Adventures. Series testing, successful hunting. Today I'm going to be testing another head by Slick Trick, and it's the Standard SS. Okay, previously I tested the Slick Trick Standard, and this head is very similar, only this is the SS model, which means the ferrule is SS stainless steel. In the original, they use what they call a super steel. It's like a carbon steel ferrule. This is stainless steel that's just going to allow it to not oxidize. It's not going to rust. It's not going to be as prone to rusting, and it can be able to last a lot longer out in the elements and exposed and damp climates if that's what you're really looking for. So I'm eager to see how differently it performs than the original Slick Trick Standard. So for this test, I'm going to be using my process for 2024, and for a detailed description of that, please check out the video that I posted earlier this year called 2024 Broadhead Test Process, and it'll walk you through all the tests I do, why I do them, how I compute the scoring system, and so forth. And so for most of the shooting, I'm using my Elite Era bow. But for the flight testing, I'm using this Killer Instinct SWAT X1 crossbow. And then for the arrows, I'm using the Bishop FOC King for most of the shooting. I'm using the Bishop Fat Eliminator for the hard impact stuff. And I'm using the Bishop GOAT crossbow bolt for that. All right, let's zoom on in here and check out this Standard SS and then put it to the test. Here's a good look at the Slick Trick Standard SS. Okay, so this is their stainless steel ferrule model, as opposed to the other one that uses what they call their super steel. Okay, that one can get a little bit of a rusting, a little bit of oxidation from the elements, whereas the stainless steel will be able to resist that, and it's kind of corrosion proof, at least a lot more corrosion proof. But it's going to sacrifice a little bit in the durability, I would imagine, being a stainless steel head. So again, that's the material of the ferrule. The blades are the same as the other Slick Trick models. They're 0.035 inches thick of stainless steel. Being the Slick Trick Standard, same dimensions as a Slick Trick Standard. It's 1 inch cutting diameter in each dimension with 4 blades. That's going to give you 2 total inches of cut. And the overall length of the broadhead here, 1.1 inches. So nice short overall profile. I imagine, just like the Slick Trick Standard, it's going to fly well, penetrate well. Curious to see how the durability is with the stainless steel as opposed to the super steel in their original model. Now, like with all the Slick Trick replaceable blade heads, you can use to resharpen it. The Stay Sharp Guide replaceable blade sharpener works really well with this. So super eager to put this head to the test and see how it performs. It got the bullseye. It penetrated 9 1/4 inches, which is a 10 on a 10-point scale, plus a 0.28 point bonus for being over the baseline of 9 inches. It took an additional 87 grams of force to cut through the wire, which is an 8.26 on a 10-point scale. It penetrated through 60 layers, which is an 8.57 on a 10-point scale. It's in perfect shape after the 3 shots through the MDF, so it gets a 10 on a 10-point scale. And it held together very well through the 2 shots in the steel plate. The only damage was the tip got a bit blunted. You can see there. That's a bit more blunted than the super carbon ferrule, and that's expected with the stainless steel. And one of the blades got a little bit nicked up there, so it gets a 9 on a 10-point scale. And you can see the holes. It's got really decent holes. I mean, they're not really a wide cutting diameter, and they're more like a hole with 4 slits coming out of it, but still, it's a decent hole with those those 4 blades. Here's the standard SS after all the durability testing. Did very well through the MDF, through the steel plate. It got some chatter there on the blades, and the tip got a bit more blunted than the original version did. And then into the cinder block, it got a little bit of a bend. You can see a little bit more of a wobble there and a little bit more blunting than did the original. But overall, it did very well through all the durability testing. So what'd you think? Hey, just like the Slick Trick standard, this head performed really well and got a very high score. It's the same dimensions as a standard. Everything's the same. The only difference is the material and the ferrule. And if you're in a damp climate and your broadheads stay out for a while, or you're just sick and tired of things rusting, then this is a better option for you. But with that stainless steel, you are compromising a little bit of durability in hard impacts and so forth. With an animal, it's not going to make a huge bit of difference there. It is a little bit more expensive, but everything's a trade-off in broadhead design and materials and everything. So if you're looking for something to not rust as easily, then this would be a good choice for you. Check out the score sheet and see how it performed in the areas that matter to you the most, and see if it might be a good fit for you. And stay tuned for the overall cumulative score as well as the corresponding Lusk grade.